Allie Stalker. I'm a professional cyclist for Specialized Lululemon.
My name is Jess Bradis. I work at Two Wheel Tango and I'm a certified BG Fit technician. Allie Stalker was a pleasure to work with. She's bubbly, she's very intelligent, she's really easygoing, and she has a very unique history.
So I grew up in very northern California. My dad is really into hunting, and so is the rest of my family. So at 12 years old, I got my hunting license and have loved hunting. I have quite a gun collection, which is not normal for most women, and I think I have about 9 guns, which is not a very typical thing, and I know how to use them all. I started cycling as a senior project in high school and also cross-training for wrestling in high school and in college, and I just fell in love with the sport riding in the mountains of very northern California, and I just took what I had and wanted to go as far as possible with it.
Allie had off-the-charts flexibility. She was able to touch her palms to the floor. She's a big advocate of yoga.
I am kind of an extremist, so I'm very into yoga. The fact that we have yoga in the mornings is kind of the highlight of my day, part of the highlights of my day.
Just because Allie was so flexible didn't mean that we could really max her out in terms of her flexibility. We ended up actually changing her saddle set back, which affected her cockpit, and she thought that she might need to go to a longer stem, but that would have been too aggressive.
If you're not comfortable on your bike, you start sacrificing power, handling skills, comfort, and then even your mental awareness in the race isn't quite all the way there because you're not thinking about everything else that you should be thinking about. Part of that 10% of thinking about your discomfort is taking 10% away from the race. So I feel it's really important to have a very comfortable fit on the bike.
Right off the bat, Allie asked us if she could have the Zero Float cleats. And we needed to explain why that could be a bad idea. And it's surprising how many athletes and regular people feel the need to go to a Zero Float cleat. They think it's more efficient. They think they're losing energy by having float, but they're not. The foot needs to float side to side to accommodate the tibia coming down and rotating just a little bit as you push down on that pedal. And unless you have femoral condyles that are exactly the same size, which is very, very rare, and you would only know that with an x-ray.
The geometry of your knee has to be straight, and if you go with Zero Float cleats, then your knee might start counteracting and twisting, whereas if you have the float cleats, then your foot can actually naturally go up and down.
Float is an appropriate choice for just about everyone out there.
The fact that we stayed with it was a very good choice, I feel.
Leaving the fit, she felt relief from tension on her right leg, and she felt more connected to the bike. I think she was happy with the whole process.
If I were to describe the BG Bike Fit experience, I would say it was great. It's well worth the time. They test your core, they test your flexibility, they test your balance. They're looking at all different angles of your body, and they're filming you from the front and the side, and they're trying to make you as efficient as possible. The BG Bike Fitters, such as Jess, is putting a lot of time into it, and you can see that they're definitely passionate about getting people the right fit that they need to be as efficient as possible. I feel it was a really great experience, and I'm extremely happy with the way my bike fits.